In the remote Fichtel Mountains of Germany resided a passionate and zealous scientist named Werner Dornberger. One dark and stormy Tuesday, Dornberger was working on his experiments when suddenly, from outside his lab window, he saw a green hue engulf the night sky. How bizarre, he thought to himself. He decided to look out and saw green smoke coming from the ground. A meteor from outer space had just crashed and landed next to his lab. Amazed, Dornberger quickly ran out to see this once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon up close.
When he approached the crater at the crash site, he saw that an extraterrestrial life form laid right in the middle of it. He did what any good scientist would do in this situation and sequestered the cute little alien, taking it up to his lab for experimentation. Dornberg began by removing a chunk of skin from the alien's body and dissecting the cells under a microscope.
What are you doing? I'm going to use a fluorescence microscope to analyze your cells. What's different about a fluorescence microscope and how do they work? Just like normal microscopes, fluorescence microscopes are used to visualize small-scale phenomena such as cells or the organelles within them. However, fluorescence microscopes have one small wrinkle. They use optical emission to highlight structures of interest. What the heck is emission? Emission occurs when an electron drops from a high energy state to a lower energy state. This transition releases a photon with energy equivalent to the state energy difference, where the energy is given by Planck's constant h times the frequency of the emitted photon. How do we get electrons into a high energy state to begin with? We can use higher energy photons to excite electrons, priming them for emission. That's cool! So what's special about fluorescence microscopes? They have three key components: an excitation filter, a beam splitter, and an emission filter. The excitation filter ensures that the incoming light is monochromatic, or that it has only one energy level. The beam splitter reflects the high energy beam down to the sample, exciting electrons in fluorophores, or fluorescent molecules. The emitted photon has a slightly longer wavelength than the excitatory photon, which allows it to travel through the beam splitter. Finally, an emission filter keeps any unwanted wavelengths out of your eye, improving the quality of the image.
While Dornberg and his new friend were busy geeking out over microscopy, the CIA was immediately notified of alien activity and broke into the laboratory.
No, please, leave him alone. Well, since you're so torn up about parting with your gross alien friend, we'll make a deal with it. If you can name one fact about, fluorescence microscopy, we'll let you live. Fluorescence microscopy uses optical emission from excited electrons to illuminate structures of interest. Well, a deal is a deal, and a man's gotta keep his word. Let's get out of here, boys.